Hello and welcome to my tutelage, where we take ourselves lightly, our education seriously, and our coffee with a nice splash of almond milk. My name is Madeline and I am a tutor. Today we are talking about creating the ideal study session for younger students, elementary and middle school students primarily. This is coming from my experience as a teacher and tutor of kids from kindergarten up through 8th grade, and my experience is not comprehensive though, so if any of this does not work with your student or your parenting style, just forget it. Number 1, try for earlier in the day. Everybody has more willpower earlier in the day, myself included. I'm recording these videos in the early afternoon rather than at 8 o'clock at night. And same with little kids. If they have the opportunity to sit down after lunch to do their work and then go play outside as soon as their work is done, they will be much more motivated than if it's at the end of the day when they're tired. Number 2, keep it short. I have never tutored a kindergartner for longer than 45 minutes at a time, and I really advise parents usually to stick to half an hour of tutoring. As they get older, you can increase the time, but still be kind to their shorter attention spans. Number 3, turn off all screens within eyesight and earshot, and that includes yours. You know what distracts anybody and derails any study session regardless of age? Hearing a cartoon in the background or watching a sports game out of the corner of your eye. You don't need to create total silence, and I know if you have more than one child that would be impossible anyway, but avoid those things that you can turn off. You can't turn off the younger sibling, but you can turn off the TV and the phone. Besides, both phones and TV are made to be engrossing and distracting, so it's doubly hard to focus when those things are pulling at our attention. Number 4, provide your undivided attention. When someone hires me to work with their child, I naturally, during the session, do not check my phone or chat with the parent. I'm there to work with the child. So I focus on the student and try to make sure that I'm not distracted. So for you as the parent, again, it's hard if you have other kids around, but try to act as if you are a tutor being paid to work with your child and set up those boundaries where you're not going to look at your phone. You're not going to be talking to other people during this 30 to 45 minute study session. And really, this in itself can make it feel a little bit like special one-on-one time with your child, and they might even end up looking forward to the session just for that. Number 5, make it comfy. Now, you don't want to have a full-on couch and pajama time here because you don't want to get too relaxed, but choose a place where you can both sit comfortably for a longer period of time. Number 6, when practicing skills, make it a challenge and a game. Skill-based learning, like math problems and learning to read, lends itself to games very well. Think about how sports are enjoyable because they're challenging. If it was super easy to hit the ball every time, we wouldn't be so engrossed when playing or watching them. And really, the same applies to any challenge. It can be more fun because it's difficult if we work our attitudes to focus on the fun of the challenge. The challenge and mastering the challenge is the reward for the hard work. So be really encouraging with high fives and enthusiasm when they succeed, and when they fail, don't dwell on the mistakes. Help them see the beauty of achieving challenging things. And with young children, they tend to treat things like a game anyway, even without a lot of extra rewards or bells and whistles. It's sort of like how there's a big difference between just saying, go put on your shoes, and Simon says, put on your shoes. Even though both of them are imperative commands, Simon says makes it into a game. Now, I'm not saying that you should turn study sessions into a game of Simon says, but if you try to keep that fun tone to your voice, a lot of very young kids will pick up on that on their own. I have really enjoyed teaching one student how to read because she turns it into a game herself because she's following directions, and then she has the pleasure of doing something right. Number 7, take turns. When practicing something like reading or math, take turns doing a problem. They'll do a few problems, you do a few problems, and demonstrate the patience and the work ethic that you want them to see. You can also make it more into a game of let's race each other, and you kind of let them win. If you're reading a book, you could read a page and then they read a page. Don't treat everything like an assessment. This is not always a test of their skills. A lot of kids are going to have more patience and interest in a book if you're taking turns, and they're going to have more patience and interest in the math problems if you're kind of doing it together. Also, no student between age 8 and 12 can resist being given the opportunity to create a word problem for an adult. If you are working on word problems with a 5th grader, after about 10 word problems, tell them, you write me a word problem. They love it. It is so much fun for them, and it's especially fun for them if they write something that you can't solve. Even if you try to explain to them that what they just came up with was mathematically impossible to solve, oh, they love it. They love it. So that's a really good reward after they've been doing work for a while. And number 8, have a little end of session routine. It could be just gently, but not over exuberantly, praising them for their work. It could be popsicles. It could be dance party. I mean, whatever is normal and fun in your family. Have something that winds down and signals, okay, we're done with this for today. I'm proud of you. Let's go have fun. Thank you for watching. I hope that this gives you some tips and hope that your study sessions with your smaller kids can be really fun and rewarding. And until next time, this has been my tutelage.